All right, who's first today? Preston Johnson is first today. All right. Dana. Hey, Dana. Bay Law. Hey, I thought Aviana was supposed to come see me uh, on Sunday, and I thought Tyler was supposed to come play basketball with me. Hey, Aviana. What happened to Tyler? I thought Tyler was supposed to come break my ankles. Talia, good evening to you. Danielle is from South Carolina. Good to see you. What part of South Carolina? Mary is in Garden City and Pula, and she's in Washington State. Good to see you. Alan Wright is in the house. Good to see you, sir. Hope you're doing well. Bernice Bassett, all the way from King County in Washington State, is here. Matter of fact, do you know Mary? Mary is in Washington State too. So Sherry is on from Pula, where it's cooler. Patricia Johnson, good to see you. All right, so Mary is in Washington State. So Mary, Bernice is in Washington State. She's in King County, I think it is. So shouts out. I mean, I got people all the way in Washington State. It's what, 6 o'clock there? Michelle is on from Washington, D.C. Good to see you. Linda is on from New York. What part? Her baby lives in Savannah. We're glad about that. Dana says, yeah, last night was a whole different level. Linda is on from the world's biggest, smallest city, Reno, Nevada. Okay, Bernice is in California today. Angela, good to see you. Yes, Mary, thank you for joining us. And chat, you're right. It is Amish life around here. Linda is in West Hampton. Okay, good to see you. Good to see Alicia on with us. Mary Vorney says she is in Bellevue, Washington. So good to see you. Who else? Patty is on from Florida Space Coast. I hope you're okay. Um, hope you're doing all right. Patricia is on with us. Hey, Chastity, hope you're doing well. Mary, you live in Lake Stevens. So I'm hooking up in Savannah. I'm hooking up people that live in other places. So Mary's in Lake Stevens and Bernice is in Bellevue. All right. Good to see you, Minister Deborah Grant. Thank you, Robert Riches. Thank you. Good to see you. Wow. Natalie Ammons is on. Natalie Ammons is a beast in law enforcement. And I don't know how she found her way onto my space, but we're so glad to have the Honorable Natalie L. Ammons here as well. So thank you. Miguel, good to see you. And so I got Angela and Miguel on. I got Natalie on. Linda, your daughter works at SCAD. She loves me. Well, I love her too until I said so. Okay. Good to see Lisa on as well. Thank you. Yeah. Lynn is on. Hello, Lynn. Thank you for joining us. Josie is on. And matter of fact, Natalie, when we do our little thing that we're doing, we can come on here and talk about it as well. Good to see the legend himself, Hollywood Globetrotter, Tyrone Hollywood Brown is in the building. Good to see you. Patricia, thank you. Lita! You see where I'm at, right, Lita? Can't ever go home. You're right at Victor River. Okay. All right. So Trisha is with Chat. So well, very good. So Chat has exercised his right as the man of the house, and he has Verizon to slow down her data to limit on online shopping. Good for you, Chat. Show her who's the man, Chat. You don't know she has another phone. Good to see Cynthia on. Patricia, Mom, and Max are doing well. Margaret Murphy is on. Hello, Laurette. Thank you. We are still hanging in there, although it is hot around here. Good to see Felicia on, saying hello to everybody. Crystal, the child, is on. So good to see Crystal on. We're looking for your mama. Valerie is on. Hello. Salen Evans, thank you very much. Shirley Spears, hello. Good to see Sister Luanda Tillman on, and Christina is on. And there she is. Terry Mobley has joined us. Thank you. Vanessa has a low charge, but thank you. We appreciate that. Sarah Stevens is on, Liberty City's finest and Liberty County's finest. Thank you for joining us this evening as well. Lot to talk about, and I might have a guest on before it's all over. So, but I want to give you some updates. Good to see Cindy on with us. So good to see Cindy. Thank you for joining us. And we just appreciate all of you joining us. So yeah, it's Friday night somewhere. What a night it was. I was saying earlier that there was this old, good to see Pastor Thurman Tillman on. And yes, Angela, I do not have any power. And it gets hot. Oh my gosh. I'm like laying in the bed. I'm just like doing this, like, oh, I mean, I'm just like, I'm just flipping and turning, and I'm looking around, and my shirt is wet because I'm flipping and turning, and it's like, it's hot. And so I don't have no power. But I could not let that get in the way of Friday Night Live, right? Georgia Banks is on. Rosetta is on. Hey, Solomon, hope you're doing well. Mother Sadie is on, y'all. Let's show her some love. Our senior Friday Night Liver, 100 years old. And she joins us as often as she can. And we're always very blessed when Miss Sadie Campbell, 100 years old, joins us. Good to see Barbara Dolores on. Terry, I have not. I'm going to try to. Shaka is on as well. Yeah. Lynn as well, thank you very much. Again, so glad that you are joining us here on Friday Night Live. So I had to, I had no power, so I had nothing to do. So I had to figure something out. So it is really interesting around here. So anyway, it's Friday night. Thank you for joining us. It's Friday night somewhere. We build community from right here in Savannah, Georgia. We thank you all for joining us. Good to see Russ on as well. I'm gonna give you the update, Russ. I'm gonna give it to you. Carol, hello. And so let me kind of get into it because Kat has no service tomorrow. You're correct. Rosetta as well. Thank you. So let me give you some quick updates, and then we'll go into what. Well, first of all, before I do that, because I have to do this, right? So today is our anniversary. We've been building community here in Savannah, Georgia for 236 weeks, 236 straight weeks, every single Friday night for the last 236 weeks, for the last 1,652 days, for the last 4 years and 6 months, for the last 54 months, every single Friday night, no matter where I've been, no matter where you've been, we have been together. So I just want to thank you all so much for joining us. Let's keep it going. So let's get into it. Good to see you, Latasha. So a couple of things. Last night, it was a dark and stormy night. That's all I can say about it. We were hearing sirens going off. People were scared. They calling me like I could help them. I couldn't help them, but it kept going off because we were on the front, the north east quadrant of the rotation. That is the most dangerous because that's where convection occurs, and of course that is where tornadoes pop up. So we had tornadoes here. Good to see Pastor Charles Roberson. Happy birthday to you, sir. I'm gonna give you some love for that because it's your birthday. But thank you for all you do for our community, sir. So hope you had a great birthday. Hope you did something for somebody else. Again, so it was a lot of tornado activity last night. It was very, very difficult for that. When the wind got to be about 39 miles per hour, we pulled our staff off the streets, everybody, because we wanted to make sure that they were safe as well. Sometime overnight, We started having transmission failures again from the wind and all of that was going on. And many of us are without power. As of this morning, there was 120,000 people, customers, if you will, in the city of Savannah, Chatham County, that was without power. A bunch of them out of power. I have an outage map, and I mean, they're big swaths of things. Over in Woodlawn Terrace, Woodville, West Savannah, Carver Heights, Cloverdale, all out of power. Leahy Island, Whitmarsh Island, Playson Thunderbolt, Bonnabella, Ardmore, Gould Estates, Chatham Crescent, Midtown, Thomas Square, Sylvan Terrace, Groveland, Kensington Park, Havisham Woods. All these places are without power, and they have been without power most of the day. I will tell you that they have been out doing what they can to address it. I will tell you what I know about some of this stuff. That's right, Liberty City is without power. That you may not see a Georgia Power truck in your neighborhood because the failure may not be in your neighborhood. When you have big events like this, oftentimes they're at transmission points. So you have transformers that are in neighborhoods, you have transmission points that that sends power out. And so you may not see them in your neighborhood. Good to see Richard and Joya Dinkins on. You may not see them in your neighborhood. So I mean, I know people are like, oh, well, they're not in my neighborhood. They're not in my neighborhood. Well, they may not be in your neighborhood because the fact is your neighborhood might be fine. It's about where the power is coming from, right? So this is not something that I'm telling you about. I'm living this right now. I'm the mayor of the city. I don't have electricity. And guess what? I don't have it until I'm able to get it. And I mean, I don't like it. It's very uncomfortable. In my life, it's very unfair because one of the creature comforts I enjoy is air conditioning. I enjoy air conditioning, and I don't have it. But me fussing about it, me yelling about it, is not going to make it any faster. It's just not. And no, the city of Savannah does not control power. So people will call in, what you going to do about that? There's nothing I can do but wait like you're waiting, and wait till this is fixed. They have said, and they've been in good communication with us, they're expecting, because of the widespread areas, 1 to 2 days. Matter of fact, the last communication I got from Georgia Power, and I will read it to you, from William Mock, who is their region executive. He says, now that Hurricane Helene has exited the area, Georgia Power is working diligently to restore service safely and quickly to affected customers. The first step in power restoration after a storm event is damage assessment, which occurs both remotely and in the field. A damage assessment team survey areas to determine what tools, resources, and supplies are needed to restore power and most efficiently to the largest number of customers. Across the Southeast region, crews performing damage assessments face accessibility challenges, probably due to the downed trees and stuff. And as you know, the 15 Southeast region counties were some of the hardest hit areas by the storm. Additional resources have been arriving in our area. Our restoration activities will occur nonstop 24/7 until every customer is restored. Georgia Power expects to have estimated restoration times for remaining outages by geographical area by late Savannah tomorrow afternoon. So, I mean, that's what it is. Okay. We don't have electricity. I mean, that is where we are. And so, I think being understanding how all of this works out, there are other people. You're not in this alone. Good to see Bishop Jackie Gilbert Grant is in. Bishop Grant is the power. She knows the power too. And thank you, Pastor Tillman, for reminding us that there's a resource and then there is the source. And so, I mean, we don't have power, but we have power, right? So we have to stay connected to power, right? Power instead of power. So I know today they have been very helpful. We had an issue with Candler Hospital. They were on generator for a while. We needed to get those up. I know Georgia Power helped them to get back up. We had an issue today at Stillwell Towers. That's 20 stories of people who are elderly and some medically fragile. They went over and got that issue taken care of. I know there were issues with some of the nursing homes there. They were out there doing that. So they've been out there dealing with that as well. So I just wanted you to know that's what we got from Georgia Power. And so, you know, we say be prepared. So what do you do now that you do that? So, you know, make sure you keep your batteries charged and all that stuff. Right now, you might want to know this. The food, if you lost power like early in the morning, like I did, 4 hours for the refrigerator and like 24 hours or so for the freezer. So most of the stuff in there is probably bad, right? So, you know, throw it out. Throw it out if it's in your and I think I posted about that earlier. Um, if it's in, let me see, make sure. If it is in, let me look. Here it is. All right. So a refrigerator keeps food cold for about 4 hours, right? A full freezer maintains its temperature for 48 hours, right? So if the temperature reaches 40 degrees or higher, get rid of it. So if you have meat and poultry and seafood, if it's exposed for more than 2 hours, you have to get rid of it, right? Stews and soups, get rid of it. Milk, um, if it feels cold, you can refreeze it. If not, get rid of it. Eggs, get rid of it. Ice cream, yogurt, get rid of it. Cheese, get rid of it. Hard cheeses, fruits, you can keep unless it smells moldy or yeasty, whatever that smells like. If it's commercial fruits, get rid of it, or you can refreeze it if it smells moldy. Juices as well. Um, Other casseroles stuff, you can refreeze some of that stuff. Again, y'all know this better than I can, but I did put up a guide to help you know how to navigate that. Okay. The good news, Robert, you're right. You know, Kira, that's why we want, you know, that's why we want you. And I've been saying for a very long time, we have to always be prepared. You have to always, I've been saying that since before June. We know that every year from to um, from June to December, June 1st to December 1st, we have a challenge when it comes to hurricanes. We know that in September, from September through October, is our most dangerous time. We know that's when this stuff happens. And so, you know, because we know that, we've been preaching about being prepared. And I've always said, make sure that you're able to survive in your home for a day or two without power. And so that means flashlights, that means candles. Um, you know, for me, it's going to mean probably a cold napkin on my bed. I think what I'm going to do, and this is crazy, but I think I'm going to put my sheet in the water in the like the tub, right, and make it wet, and then I'm just going to sleep in that, and that's going to help cool me down. Um, Scott Brown works for Team Savannah. A lot of large trees down the streets today. That's correct. I mean, Styles Avenue was blocked, Havisham was blocked, a lot of stuff, but Team Savannah has been out all day today. They've been moving stuff and been cleaning out as well. And so make sure that you're able to get that kind of stuff done and taken care of. Okay. Um, Also, um, let me see. I can share what else I had to tell you about that. Just to give you an update on some of the activities of Team Savannah that we've been engaged in. Um, you know, early as of noon, we had 42 roads that were impassable. 42 roads that were impassable citywide. We had 66 down trees. And at the time, we had 120 outages. Georgia Power was reporting impacting 72% of our community. I was talking with Mayor Johnson in Augusta. They had 90% of their community that was out. Savannah Police Department received 443 calls for service. From the beginning of the event, Savannah Fire received 325, and our 311 Action Center received 253 calls. We had a building collapse, partial building collapse at 317 West Broughton Street, which is the Ordinary Pub. The roof came down on that, so we've secured that building. We are assessing our 215 lift stations, 48 well houses, 6 water treatment and reclamation facilities. So Team Savannah is out engaged. They are today. They will be also tomorrow. So Russ, thank you very much. I appreciate you. They do have battery powered fans. Thank you, Dana. We appreciate that. Good to see Spencer White on and Keith Kimball on as well. Vienna sausage, Robert, is always very good, especially when you're hungry. It is very, very good. Sister Tillman says the Chevron station MLK 339 and 489. Very high end market is closed. Parkers no paying at the pump. Yeah, so Ms. Tillman, if you think it is price gouging, you can submit that information to the Attorney General's office. And that's how we deal with price gouging. What else? What's going on with phone service? Now, you know what? My phone has been really tripping today. Tam Tam Reed is on. I have T-Mobile too, but my T-Mobile has been tripping too. It's like I'm talking, I can't hear them, then it drops me off. Good to see Treen on. Hope you're doing well. And so that's been an issue. I mean, phones, I've been talking to people all day long, and the phone calls have been dropping all night. So Styles is still half blocked, correct. Traffic lights out at Styles and Highway 17, Styles and Cloverdale, that's correct. There are traffic lights out all over the city. Good to see Jackie Merriweather on. And ladies and gentlemen, we have to remember back when we first learned how to drive, right? It is a simple science to help you to be able to survive that, right? So when you see a flashing red light, you treat a flashing red light like it's a stop sign, right? If you see a flashing yellow light, you proceed with caution. And if you have no lights, you treat it as a four-way stop. That means you get to the intersection and then you alternate the intersection based on the time at which you got to the intersection. During these times, it's really important to make sure you ain't got to be first. I mean, it's not worth the accident. If they want to go ahead and let them go, and then you go ahead and you go, okay? Thank you, Tracy, Ellen, I appreciate that. Good to see Sabrina Robinson on as well. So I wanted to make sure you all have that. And Desiree, good to see Dana. Yeah, I mean, it has been kind of crazy. Robert, I'm not familiar with 911 call center issues. I have not been familiar with any of that. But I did hear a tower was down as well. So lights are not flashing, just stop and look. Yeah, a four-way stop. If there is no lights, Rosetta told me to say it again. If you get to a four-way stop, and that means, 4 ways of traffic can go, north, south, east, west, then the person that gets there first, then they go, you give them the right of way, right? You give them the right of way. It doesn't make sense for you to be right and get into a wreck. Okay, so hold off if you can. Good to see Jacqueline Graves on us as well. Angela almost died twice today. Well, Angela, I am so glad that you did not die because Miguel will be messed up without you. So thank you very much. So I don't know if there's any questions I can answer about that. We did not do a curfew today, but we're still monitoring to see what we could do. There are a lot of people downtown and out and about. Some people are making it. So we appreciate them doing that as well. Okay. So what other questions we have? Rose wants to know where we get a battery operated fan. You probably can get one from Amazon, Rose. Look, Amazon's still delivering. I was gonna get some ice and have Amazon deliver me some ice or something. Um, yeah, Angela, Miguel would be totally best up. I mean, you know, so yeah, please, we need you around, okay? Um, Let me tell you this though. I had something, I didn't realize I bought it, but I told you about it the last time that we had a power outage. There are these lights that you buy, they're light bulbs, and they screw into your light socket, right? And um when you screw them in, um, it charges the light bulb. So when the power goes out and you hit the light, the light comes on because the light is now running off of battery. And so I have a couple of those in my house, and voila, I had lights because I had the battery operated lights there, but I forgot that I put them in. So I got those off of Amazon, and they were really helpful. So I do have some lights in my house. You know, of course, it's battery operated, so you got to make sure you're kind of um, making sure you're being careful about how and when you use them. Okay. Um, what other questions you got? So while we're still going through, I want to make sure we do a couple of things that we usually do. Of course, hey, good to see Jessica Morris on. Good to see you, Sep Sep. Hope you're doing well. We checked on the parentals. Let me see if I can drop that Amazon link. Let me see if I can find it. Um, they look like these. And I got them and they really, really worked out well. And so I had some power, right? I'm gonna give them some to you. All right. That's it right there. Okay. Um, so there it is. Um, they're really kind of cool. Okay. Um, so yeah, there they are. Okay. Um, so any questions about that? Again, we're working, we're staying up. We're going to continue to thank you, Mercedes. We're going to continue to stick with you through this. Alexander, good to see you. Um, yeah, Tam, we don't need a curfew right now. I mean, again, the curfew would be hard to enforce, um, and it would be too late for us to implement it. So, we did not expect that the lights would work out like they did, but it did. So that's kind of where we are in all that. So, um, so I put those in there so you have them and you can order them. They are really, really good. And Jacqueline, I don't have any power either. I don't have no power. So look, all none of us have power, right? Um, Gina, the police are out being the police, but I mean, if there's an issue, let us know. Um, we can't have police at every intersection, just simply because we need police patrolling. So that's why the law provides for traffic rules and direction, that what a red light means, what a white light means. I mean, red light or yellow light, and if there's no lights, how you treat it. So we could do that. Yes, Lawanda, the George Clinton concert was canceled tonight. Um, so yes, it is. Um, so yeah, so go ahead and throw some of that stuff out of your refrigerator. I'm even afraid to even open up my stuff. So yeah, they canceled the mothership. Thank you, Patricia. Dollar Tree has solar lights. Christina says that. Barbara, it's okay. Um, Larry, you drove all the city, did not see a single cop anywhere doing anything at all. Larry, you know what? We have 108 square miles, so I know you did not drive 108 square miles. With all due respect, I drove most of it today, but I've seen police officers all over the place. Keep it in mind that a lot of them were working off of extended shifts. for the emergency. So, they were working, but the fact is that, many of them worked overnight as well. So, they're doing the best they can, like we all are. They had to be away from their families. Let's extend them some grace as well. When you call the police, they're responding to calls. I was a police officer, so I know how that goes. And so 108 square miles, to have 6 districts, police officers all over the place, responding to a little bit of everything. There were police officers that were stopping people from going into standing water, um, securing areas around trees. They were doing all that kind of stuff. Um, Good to see Charlotte. Sweat on Mama Charlotte. Thank you for joining us. Desiree, I ain't thinking about it. Tam Tam says veterans call the DAV. Thank you, Christiana. I appreciate it. Eric, thank you very much. Shauna, I don't think there's a lot of hotels available. Folks have been going and staying in hotels. I mean, I think I don't know. I think I'm gonna stay. I might stay in my house. I mean, just you know, sometimes in order to appreciate something, you got to just not have it. And so maybe I'll appreciate my air conditioning more when I don't have it. I'll just toss and turn all night. So thank you very much for that. Yes, Desiree, I appreciate that. Sheila, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Terry Mobley, thank you very much. All the women, Estella Shabazz, good to see you. And Tam Tam, yeah, there was a power was restored. Very good. Mary Allen, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Dolores, thank you. Barbara Dolores, thank you. Shauna Kennedy as well. Again, we appreciate all of you. So while I'm going through, and I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm gonna let y'all go. We have to send love like we usually do, right? Right. We gotta send love. So let's send love like we usually do, right? To our girl Tara, right? So we send out love to our girl Tara. Thank you, Miss Kristen. I appreciate that. Desiree says check Pula hotels. So we're saying our love to Tara. Thank you, cousin Marion. Hope you're well. Jaquan says the Olivers will be coming to City Hall for the night. Look, I'm thinking about staying on this desk, man. I don't think they're gonna let me stay here tonight, so I think I'm just gonna go home and suffer. Oh, thank you, Mama Charlotte, is sending me mama hugs. Thank you very much. My mama did call and check on me today, so I would accept the mama hugs. Thank you very much. To our lupus warriors, saying our love to all our lupus warriors. Shauna says the tree fell on your aunt's house in White Bluff. Tracy, Ellen, thank you very much. Christian says, you love watch my Facebook Live. Thank you. All right, Leslie gave us an update on, let me see. Who did it say? The Pula hotels. Desiree said check Pula hotels. And then Leslie says that the Pula hotels are sold out. Okay. Sister Luana says they give you awesome flashlights, T-Mobile. Okay. Thank you for letting us know. I did talk with the president of Savannah State today. Savannah State has no power. They have no power on the entire campus. You have 3,000 students staying out there. It's hot in those dorms. They do have power in their student area, so they're trying to get those on. They have a game tomorrow's schedule with Fort Valley. They have moved that game to Sunday because they don't have any electricity. So I've been in contact with them today. Students, they adjust better than the adults do. They'll make it through. And I'm gonna try to get out there to see them in the bar. Desiree says she got a hotel room in Pula. It should be some open. Shauna, when our light's supposed to be on? Georgia Power says between 1 and 2 days. Again, looking at how all of this goes, that that once they are able to figure stuff out about assessing and they're able to fix transmission areas, then I think usually those lights start coming on like in by neighborhoods and by streets. So we'll see how that goes. Angela, storm debris can be picked up. I think we're picking that up as well. We're expecting that to be a multi-week process. Yard debris is different, and we're picking that up on schedule. I think they're picking yard debris up tomorrow. So if you have yard debris, that's one thing. Storm debris is something else. Jacinto Torres, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Rosa, it's the same thing. Light to be on 1 to 2 days. By tomorrow evening, they'll be able to give us estimated times based on neighborhood. So just so that you know that. Good to see Coach Cassell Bell on from Jacksonville, Florida. Duval, hope you're doing well, ma'am. Is Reigns playing tonight? Tam Reeves is talking about power lines going down. Rose is on. Amazon fans won't be into Wednesday. So can y'all help Rose out? Yeah, see, Georgia, I mean, you have to, first of all, you have to cut off the power. Then you have to remove the tree. Then you have to repair the wire. Then you have to cut back on the wire. And so that takes a minute. Christina, thank you very much. Joycette is on. Good to see you today, ma'am. Hope you're doing well. So there, that part is on. Salt Creek Road is down too. Thank you for pointing that out to us. We appreciate it. But they cancel all activities. We say things, but I mean, this could have been really so much worse. And as I was saying, good to see you, Dr. Silva. The funny thing about it was that we had a tale of two storms. We had the storm of Tropical Storm Debbie, which was a rainstorm and pushed a lot of rain on us, but we didn't lose power. Then we had Hurricane Helene, which was a wind event for us, and we didn't get a whole lot of water, but we got a lot of wind, and it knocked down a lot of trees. But this could have really been hard for us. Again, Augusta was really messed up. I heard Valdosta was really messed up about it. This storm was not even over us. It kind of glanced us, and we had all of this going on. Could you imagine if this same powerful storm went over us, if it came from the Atlantic, and how this would have affected us? I mean, that is the thing. So I've learned, whatever my lot thou has taught me to say, it is well. Because I was watching some storms. There were some people in Florida where their houses were being swept out to sea. I mean, they're watching their house be swept out to sea. We'll get electricity back. Again, it will be uncomfortable, and life is uncomfortable. Things happen to make us uncomfortable. It's not fun. And again, I'm going through this as well. But the lesson from the storm is that yesterday, last night, it was so rainy. And then today, I mean, the sun was out and it was a beautiful day. Storms don't last, be it physical storms, be it emotional storms, be it meteorological storms. Storms come into our lives in many, many different ways. They toss us around. They're mean. They throw stuff around. They try to take our power out. And sometimes they take our power out for a while. But storms don't last. If you're able to hang on until the morning, the sun shines again. And with us, when I came out this morning, the interesting thing after that night of all that uncertainty, and after that night where I was really so worried about whether my roof was going to stay on, that night where I'm sitting here fielding phone calls from staff and making sure and hoping that none of our employees were killed out there or that none of our citizens were killed out there. I mean, when it got so dark, and the wind got so much, and I was supposed to be on a plane at 5:20 this morning. And the fact was, when I got up at 3 something, I wasn't getting on no plane. I wasn't driving out to no plane because I ain't had no power. I wasn't doing it. But then the sun came out. The sun came out. And I looked out the window and I said, wow, the sun was, and here we were in this beautiful day. And so for somebody, whoever I'm speaking to, that you're not going, you went through the meteorological storm, but you're really going through an emotional storm right now, whatever it is going on with you. I mean, it is raining, it is dark, it is dreary, the winds are blowing each which way, because that's what tornadoes do, and things are popping up in your lives and all that. For me to you, storms do not last. Ain't no need to worry about what the night is going to bring. It will all be over in the morning. And for us as a community, for us as individuals, we woke up and we looked around, and although it was a hard night, and although we got beat around and knocked around a little bit, although there were things knocked down in our lives, although some things are been damaged in our lives, the fact of the matter is the sun shined again, and we were able to get up and move on. So somebody needed to hear that, because I don't know why I said that, but tough times don't last, tough people do. And so, sometimes during that storm, you have to put your head down and you just have to kind of get through it. I've been, I've had those storms, and so they're not fun. They're not fun. And sometimes you feel yourself being in the dark, and sometimes you feel yourself being quite hot, and you feel yourself being quite alone. I didn't realize how alone I was in my house when I heard every wind blow. I mean, I'm like, nothing to distract me. But it'll all be all right. So it'll be okay. Okay. So I want to make sure that you're going to be okay. Matter of fact, you're already okay. You're already okay. This storm will come, and it'll be a fast moving storm, and it'll move through your life, and the sun will shine. And remember, above every storm, the sun is still there. So thank you so much. Good to see Rockin' Robin McDaniel back on from Kansas City, Missouri. So where are you this week, Robin? Who's Kansas City playing this week, and where are you even in that? So thank you, LaMonica Graham, and all the folks that are taking care of our homeless folks. We appreciate you for that. We make sure we treat people like people, and so if they wanted shelter, then we got them shelter. And so LaMonica does a big job in doing that. So we appreciate her for doing that. Okay. Are they playing LA? So Robin, you going to LA? So then let me tell you this, and I'm gonna let y'all go. This I'm gonna tell you for real. So this week, and I'm telling y'all because it's y'all, okay? We're family. I know there's other people who watch, all in, but for real. So I get caught up in some stuff, right? Wow. Calvin says his lights just came back on. See, look at that. Calvin, while we're sitting here, Calvin's lights just came back on. So you know what? I'm gonna be happy for Calvin, because if Calvin's lights are on, that means that mine's on the way. Um, Wait a minute. So yeah, so thank you, Calvin. And I'm happy that Calvin has power. So yes, Calvin is yeah. So now, Calvin, you pray that we get our power too. All right. Larry says, "Go Carolina." Go Carolina. All right, go Carolina Panthers. Um, so this is what happened. It was funny, right? Um, this was funny. So last week, President Donald Trump came to Savannah, right? And it was, I mean, I was happy for it because it meant that Savannah was at the center of the political universe. I mean, it's good when people want you. And so we had Vice President Harris to come to Savannah twice, and now we have former President Trump to come to Savannah. And so for me, Savannah wins because that means that our voters matter to these candidates. It means that on both of their minds, we get the opportunity to talk about issues in Southeast Georgia. As I've always said, um, the South has something to say, and we want to be able to do it, right? Um, so I heard that they were looking at coming. I heard that they were evaluating some facilities in Savannah. We have several large facilities, um, and then I heard that they had selected the Johnny Mercer Theater. So the Johnny Mercer Theater seats 2,526 people. Many of us have been in the Johnny Mercer Theater. It's a nice sized venue. It's the largest of our theaters in Savannah. The Lucas and the Trustees Theater are smaller theaters, right? So um, they went, and a lot of people showed up. They showed up, but when we found out they came, uh, Lenora, we done already talked about this. So Lenora, I've already talked about the power outage for the first 35 minutes. I mean, me talking about the power outage anymore is not going to make them come on any faster. So I've already focused on that. Now I'm focusing on what I'm focusing about now. So there were a lot of people out there. It was a pretty warm day. And so the folks came. Um, and so when they came, um, I knew that all of them were not going to fit in the Johnny Mercer Theater. Now, I also knew, I don't know how many people were out there. I mean, there were a lot of people. Um, but people came and they hopefully enjoyed Savannah. Everybody is not from Savannah that was there, people from all over the place. Again, good opportunity for our city. Good to have our Republican friends in the city. And then some people may not have been Republicans, some might have been independent. And then some people were people just wanting to see a president of the United States. I mean, which I think is a good thing to be able to see a president of the United States. There are only a certain number of them, so to be able to see them, I mean, for me, I mean, President Obama there, Vice President Harris here, President Biden here. I mean, I've had opportunities to be in the audience of presidents. Um, but so anyway, somehow or another, they let in the 2,526 people they gonna let in. And they had the rest of the people couldn't get in. Now it was hot, right? Um, and those people outside, and um, you know, I don't think that's very hospitable because if you knew you had a venue that was 2,526 people, then you invite 2,526 people and you limit that to the people that are there. But as I understood it, no, they did not. So people came there from literally all over the region that were coming to see President Trump, and they, you know, couldn't get in. So they're out there. So then somehow or another, somebody said that I, me, Van Johnson told them that they could not use the in-market arena, which was absolute BS. Is absolutely not true. Because the fact of the matter was that um, we wanted him to use the in-market arena. Why? Because first of all, let me tell you this: the city of Savannah, we have the in-market and we have the Johnny Mercer Theater. We lease those out to a group called OVG. It's Oak View Group. And so the Oak View Group, they lease out the arena. So this is what they do. They're in the entertainment business, so they lease that out. The transactions for people renting it out is not between the city of Savannah and whatever group is leasing it. It's between the Oak View Group and whoever's leasing it, right? At the end of the day, we don't make those calls. What we get is the money from it. At the end of the year, if the OVG or Oak View Group meets their financial obligations, then the city of Savannah and Oak View Group go into a a profit sharing agreement where the city of Savannah gets money for this. So for me, we want that money. So we would have loved to have that arena used. And you know what? I would have been mad if it was sold out. But the fact was that somebody blamed them to say, I said that, hey, Vonda, that they couldn't use it, which was crazy because the fact is that the Trump team came, they toured the in-market and they toured the Johnny Mercer Theater. They said they wanted to have a town hall meeting, a town hall style meeting, which is why they went with the smaller venue. I mean, even beyond that, they didn't have to necessarily use that. The Trade Center is across the river, the Trade and Convention Center, which is large, and they could have had it there. Good to see you, Anita. Hey, Vonda. But they could have had it across the river. The city of Savannah does not own that. The state of Georgia owns that. So, I wanted to make sure you all knew this because this has made national news. Literally, I mean, the Atlanta Journal called me about it. I think somebody from the New York Times was asking about it because, and then of course people calling my office threatening us because they said, you wrong. Why would you say? I will tell you all with every fiber of my body and every piece of integrity that I have. I want people to come. And so I would have loved for the Trump campaign to use the arena. We wanted that money. And logistically, it's better for those types of events because being downtown at the Johnny Mercer Theater, it really screwed up downtown traffic for hours. So it would have been easier if it was over there. But nonetheless, I want to make sure, I don't care what people think. I care about what you all think. And I want to make sure you knew what occurred. So no, I did not stop anybody from coming. I didn't, that was just crazy. But, some people believe a lie no matter what it is. So people were, saying that lie. And it was unfortunate. It was unfair. But it was what it was. So that's what happened. Okay. And the other thing that you needed to know was people asking, why didn't I come? Why didn't I welcome him to Savannah? Well, in those types of protocols, you have to be invited. I don't just roll up on the Secret Service and say, hey, I'm the mayor. They don't care about that. You have to be invited to come. So we had some state officials that were there. We had some local officials that were there. They were invited, so they were cleared. I was not invited, so I was not cleared. And so I don't go to places I'm not invited. It's not a disrespect, but I mean, given my political positions, I probably wouldn't have invited me either. It's not important. When you get to that level, when you've been the president of the United States, you really don't care whether a mayor comes and greets you or not, or welcomes you to the city. You were president of the United States. You was over all of it. So, I don't think he lost any sleep that I was there to welcome him, just like Vice President Harris didn't lose no sleep that Governor Kemp didn't come welcome her all the time she's been to Georgia. You know what I'm saying? So let's focus on the things that are most important. Sometimes we major in minor things, and there were people who just wanted to sit there and make this into some issue when there wasn't no issue. And that's why it's important for you to vote. I'm not telling you who to vote for, right? See, and Angela, and y'all know how I love Angela. Now Miguel knows I love his wife. I love his wife. I love her. She is absolutely amazing, and she's a Republican, you know, um, and she supports President Trump. So we disagree on presidential candidates, but we both agree that we love Savannah, and we both agree we love Riverview Senior Home Rehabilitation Center. We agree on that. We both agree that Savannah is the greatest city on earth, right? And so, I mean, for us, we have to get beyond all of this. I mean, yes, I'm going hard for my candidate because that's what I'm supposed to do. And you know what? Y'all should go hard for your candidate. But I mean, when you get to the point where, it's all of that, where it's nasty and it's mean and divisive, I mean, we have to be grown up about this because as far as I'm concerned, whoever wins is the president of the United States. And they will get the due respect from me as being the president of the United States. I would never say, not my president. No, 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 no. That is not only childish, it's ignorant. It's ignorant. One nation. And so we are one nation. And so the peaceful exchange of power is a hallmark of our representative republic. So make sure, go hard for your candidate, whoever it is, and you know the reasons why. I have never, ever wanted to try to convince somebody who's not going to be convinced. There's some people who ask me what they think, and I'll tell them what I think. But, I'm not out there trying to convince Angela that she needs to support Vice President Harris. Why? I know who she's supporting. And guess what? I love her anyway. And I love her husband anyway. And they're good people and they take care of people. And I appreciate them. And so, that's what makes America America, right? Right. You know, we'll go hard and we'll always pray for those in authority because we're taught that you pray for those in authority and those who have rule over you. So we do that, right? Because government is on his shoulders. All government is on his shoulders. But anyway, check to see if you're registered to vote. Check to make sure you're registered to vote. So I put that up there. It only takes a minute. Kathy, hope you're doing well. Good to see you. It only takes a second. Make sure you are in the portal that you are registered to vote. Okay, I'm pushing that a couple of times so that you will see it. It only takes like 10 seconds to put the information in there. Literally, first initial, last name. Watch me. I'm gonna do it right now. Ready? Somebody count. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Done. All right. It has my name, my gender, my race, my voter registration number, my voter registration date, the last election I voted in, my address, my precinct card, where I vote, all that. It tells me my history of when I voted. And so all of that is right there. Do me a favor and just do that for me. It only takes a minute. Make sure that you're on. Make sure you're good to go. So you want to make sure that you are active, okay? La Ta says, where is the Red Cross to help with hot food? I do not know. I do not know. I don't know where the Red Cross is. It wasn't that type of emergency, so I'll find out, and when I find out, I'll post it. Okay? So I don't know if there's any other questions. Top line for today is that many of us are without power. We're going to be without power for at least another day or so. So let's make sure we keep a good spirit about it. Top line is that we are blessed more than we deserve. This could have been a much worse event than it was, but it wasn't. Next top line is there's a bunch of stuff in your refrigerator that needs to leave it now. You're past 4 hours. So go ahead and get that stuff out of your refrigerator and throw it in the trash. You have 48 hours before the stuff in your refrigerator goes bad. Don't have the kids opening and closing the refrigerator because that drops the temperature in there, okay? So I'll be doing that. Patricia Johnson says she is active. Very good. Thank you very much. And Tam Tam says Carrie Higgins and Pula is open, and Joan is praying for all of us. Again, the outage map. Let me give y'all the outage map. This is a very good map, and when you look at it, you will see from Georgia Power how much our community is affected. There was like 107,000 customers affected throughout Georgia. So I'm gonna put that in here. This is the outage map that you can look at, okay? And so you get a chance to see the outage map, and you can look and you could drill down on your neighborhood, and you can report an outage there as well. So if you look, it looks like a Christmas tree around us because it's all over the place. People are out of power. Woodlawn Terrace, Alabama Junction, Liberty City, Summerside, South over in Richfield, Habersham Woods, Groveland, Kensington Park, Crest Hill, Southside, Vernonburg, Wellwood, Windsor, Windsor Forest, Colonial Oaks is without power. Out in the Pinpoint area, Wimberley, Montgomery, that's getting into the county, but it is. A good part of Skidaway Island is. Isle of Hope is without power. Wilmington Island, a lot of that. Wilmington Park is without power. So it's a lot of places. Talihi Island, East Savannah, Avondale, Victory Mena, East Hill, a lot of places. Sunset, all these places are out of power. Okay? So thank you all so much. Parkside is without power. But Angela and Miguel, y'all have each other. So you two together are light, right? Light. Diamond, there are officers out directing in some areas, not a lot of areas. We need our officers responding to calls. So I did post something to talk about how to manage traffic. If it's blinking red, you treat it as a stop sign. If it's yellow, you treat it as a proceed with caution. And if there's no lights, you treat it as a four-way stop. Again, our goal is to have police officers responding to calls. So proceed with caution. Again, you don't have to be there that fast, that soon. And if you don't have to come out, don't come out. That might be a good deal as well. It might be a great day for a barbecue for you to cook some of that stuff before it goes bad. All right. So can't tell you how important you all are to me. Can't tell you how important this time is to me. Thank you all for allowing me to be in your homes. Thank you, Ms. Barbara Pinckney. Thank you for getting me out the house long enough so that I would not be in all this disrespectful heat in this house tonight. I tell you what I'm going to do. I tell you I'm gonna get my fitted, not my fitted sheet, my top sheet, and I'm gonna put it in water, right? And then I'm gonna like wring it out, but it's gonna be like wet. I'm gonna put it over me. I think I'm gonna try that tonight and see if it helps me go to sleep. Put a cold compress on my head, and hopefully that'll kind of cool things down. But thank you all so much again. Um, thank you, Mrs. Stella Hopkins from McIntosh County. Tough times don't last. Tough people do. You are tough. You are strong. You are Savannah Strong. Thank you all so much. Good night, everybody. Let me see. Akisa, speed cameras. You can appeal it. If you get a ticket, you can appeal it. Just appeal it. Derek, I don't have any information on I-16 past the Hyundai plant. That's out of my area. Good to see you. Hey, Amari, AAA. Good to see you. Thank you, Alderwoman Shabazz. And grace to you, Coach Cassell Bell. May you beat Reigns well. Thank y'all so much, y'all. Good night.